Hey guys, welcome back to the Parkerverse, and apparently you guys just can't seem to get enough of them. This time with a request score of over 4,000 straight from the original Yu-Gi-Oh series, I bring you a home screen tribute for the Battle City arc. And just like the rest in the series, I'm going to show you exactly how you can take your boring Android home screens and turn them into something like this. So if you want to see more like this, as well as other Android tips and tricks, make sure to like and subscribe. Oh, and don't forget to get your favorite images animated, make sure to submit them right within the Epic Live Wallpaper app itself. And of course, don't forget to boost them right to the top, with the #1 ranking request made on a weekly basis. So don't miss out. So here they are, all the main players of the Battle City tournament, and along with them, as a little custom tweak, I've made sure to add in the Egyptian god cards. Now of course, with this backdrop being so busy, I decided to go with a clean, simplistic look for this home screen, all by minimizing the number of elements. Overall, going for a basic white theme and highlighting the home screen apps within this transparent custom backdrop. And opposite, we have a compact, standout, simple date widget. But that's not all. Right at the top of our screens, I've also added in a discreet, out of the way battery level indicator, which has also been colored to match the theme. To replicate this home screen on your Android phones, all you're going to need is Nova Launcher, KWGT for all of the widgets, and finishing things off as icing on the cake, we're using Hex Installer. Now don't worry, I'll leave a link for everything that you'll need down in the video description below. But before we get started, make sure to smash that like button, it will really help out the channel. So let's kick things off with some Nova Launcher tweaks. Starting with removing that notification bar from our home screens to give us this clean look. For this, within Nova Launcher settings, just simply head into the look and feel section, and under notifications, make sure to disable this option right here. So now that we have that out the way, let's make a couple more changes within Nova Launcher to get this comfy icon set up. So just head into the home screen section, and starting right at the top with the desktop grid, we want to set that to 5 across and 11 down. After which, for the icons themselves, we're first going to turn off their labeling and then decrease their size. Now, as for our home screen dock itself, make sure to head into it and disable it. So now that we have the basic setup, let's move on to our home screen app icon. Giving us this transparent white look is the Sealess White Pack. Just simply head to Nova Launcher's look and feel section and then set the pack as your system icons, just as I'm showing here. Now, before we go any further, let's grab ourselves this awesome live wallpaper. For this, just simply head over to my custom collection app, Epic Live Wallpapers, and you'll find it there. And remember, if you want me to animate one of your favorite images, make sure to submit it right within the app itself. And of course, don't forget to boost it higher up the list. And every week, I'll be making the #1 ranked request. Now it's time for the KWGT widgets. But right before we get into it, we need to first make one final Nova Launcher tweak, and I promise this is going to be the very last one. So within the home screen section, just scroll all the way to the bottom of the list, where you're going to find both of these overlapping options, which you want to make sure to toggle on. So now that we have that out of the way, let's move on to our KWGT widgets. Starting things off with this bold, simple date indicator. Straight from the rectangle KWGT pack is widget number 5. Just simply start by loading in a KWGT layout to your home screen, and then you want to resize it so it looks something like this. Now here, to match my look, make sure to also long press it and toggle the padding option. Now with this widget within KWGT, all we're going to do is simply adjust the widget size. Now to do this, just simply head over to the layer tab and adjust the scale option. Now for my screen size, I went for a scale of 97.1. And of course, goes without saying, make sure to hit save before you leave. Now let's move on to the second widget of the setup. This custom transparent backdrop for our home screen app icons. This one you're not going to find in any KWGT pack because we're actually going to craft this ourselves right within KWGT itself. So here, let's start things off once again by loading in a KWGT layout to our home screens and then resize it to match my look. And once done, because it is overlapping our home screen app icons, we're also going to long press it and select the option to send it to the back. Now within KWGT itself, we're going to start things off by clicking the create button to open up a blank canvas. Now here, before anything else, I highly advise that you guys head over to the touch tab, and using the plus button, we want to add in a new touch action, which by default will allow you to jump in and out the KWGT widget itself simply by tapping on it. Perfect if you want to play around with some of the widget settings. Now on to creating the backdrop itself. Let's head back to the item tab, and this time using the plus button we want to add in a new shape item. Now here, the first thing we're going to do is adjust the shape from the default square to a rectangle. After which, we're going to increase both its height and width, followed by setting its cornering option to 20. And once we're done, let's head over to the paint tab where we're going to set its style from fill to stroke with a setting of 5. And there we have it, the border is done. However, here we're also going to add in a slight grey backdrop to separate our home screen app icons from that live wallpaper. For this, because we're going to be covering the exact same footprint as the first shape, as a quick shortcut, we're going to use it as a base. So simply select it using the tick boxes and then copy and paste it. So now that we have two, let's head into that top shape item, and using its paint tab, we want to adjust its style back to fill, but this time we're also going to apply a custom transparent color code. And that's it, we're done with all the KWGT stuff. Now, as icing on the cake, to complete this home screen setup, let's also add in that custom battery bar indicator. This one comes courtesy of the app Energy Bar. Just simply install it and make sure to allow it all of the permissions that it needs in order to work properly. After which, as for the settings itself, just simply max out its bar thickness, toggle on transparent background, and as for the color segments themselves, you want to remove all of the default transition settings and replace it with one that's just simply set to white. And now wrapping up the setup, we're using Hex Installer. This is going to give you a nice AMOLED friendly black backdrop with the colors of the theme splashed across your whole system, including the notification panel. Just use the color codes that I'm showing on screen. Or alternatively, you can get a similar result using the app OneShade. Now if you like this video and want to see more just like this, make sure to hit that like button as well as subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next one. And as for your live wallpaper requests, make sure to boost them right within the Epic Live Wallpaper app itself. See you guys next time on Into the Parkerverse.